there everyone, and I thank you so much for tuning in to yet another orchid adventure. Now, I do have a project that is a major dilemma for me right now. I mean, I've been sitting in my bathroom for, I would say, about like 30 minutes trying to figure out if I should, if I shouldn't, if I can, if I can't. And folks, I'm just totally stumped. This is the project that is at hand that's causing me so much emotional distress. Okay, I purchased this orchid collection within a container from a garage sale, and what this woman did is she went ahead and put an assortment of different orchids in one container. And of course, her method to her madness was that she had so many orchids and she got tired of having to water them one by one, so she thought it was a clever idea to go ahead and just put all of the orchids in one container. Not a good idea at all. And the reason why, folks, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to show you the reason why and see if you guys can figure it out. Okay, so let's go and take a little closer look into this container. And let's see what we can find. Are you guys seeing something here that may not look quite right? Yeah, well, let's begin by first talking about orchids and their natural tendencies. A lot of your orchids, especially the ones that are in this container, and let me go ahead and briefly tell you what's in here. This is a Vanda, and if we go down, you will see some Cattleyas in here. And if we go towards the back, you will see some Dendrobiums. Now, there are two in particular that has very strong characteristics in how they survive. And that would be the Vanda and also the Cattleya. And what is well noted about these two, and also the Dendrobium as well, but the Vanda and the Cattleya are very, very prominent and well known for the way they establish themselves through their root systems, attaching themselves to wooded area or trees or a coconut, or even attaching themselves to other plants. Well, if we can take a close look here, let's see. Because I am assuming that these right here are Vanda roots coming from the Vanda. And as you can see, they are very thick roots. And also the Cattleya as well. They have such a, I don't know what the word is, but they grow in kind of like a tubing formation where they actually thrive and grow by just having a distinctive direction in which they're going. And they have pretty good root systems as well. So folks, if you can take a look in this pot, you will realize that these orchids in their natural state can become very competitive. And if they have to, they will start growing over whatever they can grow over. And as you know, their roots can become very, very tight and strong when they attach to something. So I can imagine that they can begin to choke out other plants in their method to survive. Okay? So what you have here is the Vanda, the Cattleya, and the Dendrobium fighting for their existence and trying to find out who will be the king or queen of this basket. And if I were to say, it would actually be between the Vanda and the Cattleya. Because if you take a close look right here, the Dendrobium does not seem to be doing so well at all. Excuse me. As you can see, they barely have any leaves, and I know some Vandas, oops, sorry about that, not Vandas, but some Dendrobiums will lose their leaves. But as they lose their leaves, they will start to have new formation and new growth. And I was taking such a close look. I was trying to find some hope of some new growth. And I could not even find one. Not one. So in essence, what's happening here is the Dendrobium is at a stagnant state. It appears that she is the weakest. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say, folks, is that being that orchids are competitive, the most dominant ones will survive, and the weaker ones will just grow weaker and may even in the end experience fatality. Which brings me to my dilemma, because I have to find a way to separate all of this out, and there are so many roots that have been intertwined, and I'm pretty sure if I was to take this out, you would probably literally see them combined as one. So now you're talking about cutting into the plant, cutting into the roots, trying to tear them apart from one another, and then to top that off, you also have roots intertwined in this basket as well. Okay, so yeah, that is my major dilemma, and also my forewarning to those that are thinking or have thought about trying to combine orchids in one container. My suggestion to you is please don't, unless you want to end up with this mess and then risk losing some of your orchids. So yeah. Folks, if you have any ideas or suggestions that would make this a little bit easier on me, because I know what my conclusion is. I really have to take this apart before it becomes worse. And I'm just going to lift this up for you. Just kind of want to show you the extent of the damage. Yeah. And like I said, the Vanda looks to be very, very healthy. The Cattleyas, and excuse me because I'm one-handed right now, but the Cattleyas seem to be fine and actually are experiencing new growths and babies as well. It's just the Dendrobium that has proven to be the weakest. Okay, folks, and just as a side note, because as I'm inspecting this massive mess here, I wanted to show you some proof in my theory of what I was saying in regards to competition and who's going to be the dominant one here. Okay, I want to show you the Vanda, of course, and if you guys know anything about the Vanda, you know that this is a very powerful plant, especially in its root system. Once this attaches to like wood or a basket, it becomes one with whatever it attaches itself to. And you guys also know how thick their root systems can be, and I just wanted to show you that right here. Okay, so that's its root system. And this is actually the dendrobium. The root system, the dendrobium. You know what? There's really not too much difference in size. So that tells you that, yeah, that's a pretty massive root system that it has. Okay? So as you can see, it's coming into the basket. It's all intertwined into the basket. And if you look closely, you will find that it's also coming right across into where the dendrobiums are. And it's growing into the dendrobium's root system as well. Okay? It is literally invading its territory. And the dendrobium orchids, as you can see, they have a smaller root system and a lot easier to detach that than it would be the Vanda. And here's the Vanda roots going all throughout. So I only showed you the surface. I mean, this Vanda is everywhere. You can imagine what it looks like in the surface. Oh, not the surface, but the depth of the media. Can you imagine what's going on inside of the media if this is what you can see that the Vanda is doing on the outside? So it's already penetrated this dendrobium. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if I take this up and you'll find Vanda roots all throughout. And basically slowly choking out this dendrobium. And that is why the dendrobium looks so weak. Okay. Not only is it competing for nourishment, but it's really trying not to get choked out in the meanwhile, because look, like I said, that root is just trailing all over the dendrobium. And also, not only is that bad enough that that's what's happening with the Vanda, but I also wanted to show you what's going on with the Cattleya as well. Okay, as you guys know, again, the Cattleya has a very distinctive way of growing in a certain direction, and whatever direction that is, it will make it a way to grow, whether it be over the pot or even through another plant or whatever, but it's going to find its way. And here's its tuber, I guess you could say. It's not really a tuber, but it acts like a tuber. Okay, so there it is. And where is it going, folks? It's growing right into the dendrobium. Okay, so it's already intermingled where the dendrobium is as well, because that is why you see this little dendrobium right where the Cattleya is, because the Cattleya is beginning to grow and will soon grow right over the top of the dendrobium. Okay, folks, I just wanted to give that side note just to let you guys know exactly why it's so important not to combine your orchids together. And that's just the natural way of things. I mean, that's the way that's their growth pattern, that's their growth structure. And unfortunately, if you combine them, there's going to be a weaker one that may not survive. So folks, that's my dilemma. I am asking for your help, and what can I do to make this as less painful as possible? Okay, folks, so that is my orchid adventure and dilemma today. This big heap of mess. And again, please, 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 don't do this, folks. Okay, well, that is about it, folks. And I thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of another orchid adventure and dilemma. And if you guys like this video, please be sure to like, giving it a thumbs way up. And if you want to see more videos, I don't know if you want to see more videos of this, but I have a lot of videos, folks, that I plan on posting. So if you want to see more videos, please be sure to subscribe. And of course, I am depending on you guys, folks, to help me out here. So please comment and give me your feedback. As you know, I will respond. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to yet another Orchid adventure.